Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. We had a little glitch and we decided we would just begin all over again. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter, and I'm going to. Great. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. And in the next 14 or so minutes, we'll help you deepen your knowledge and increase your understanding of how various forms of leadership agency energizes your leadership abilities, insights, and strengths, and transforms human capital into creative, wealth producing powerhouses. So let us get going on this short adventure across three awesome game changing paradigms of leadership power. You see how dictionary.com defines the person, place, or thing called an agency. The thesaurus.com describes the power in operation of an agency as being an exercise, operation, function, interaction, force, causation, or working of something like a project, event, process, communication, or strategy. To say it in brief, you use your leadership agency as a means or a way to exert your power, influence, or functionality of leading to do or perform or produce something of significance. The second power paradigm of significance concerns the true nature of biological energy. Peter Drucker applied the lessons of scientific historian Thomas Kuhn's structure of scientific revolutions and identified that our current model for technology is now based upon our understanding of the biological processes occurring within an organism or an ecological niche, and that those biologic processes are not organized around electrical, mechanical, magnetic, atomic, or other forms of physical energies, but those biological processes are information-based energies. What your typical HR-led leadership or management development course will not tell you is this: leadership and management and economics and governance and mass communications use scientific principles, and thus they are socially based technologies, and that every physical or social technology uses and operates through its own techniques, structural constructs, disciplines, and systems to achieve its desired results. Whether it is to manage or publish messages or evaluate the health of an economy, so that the ecological niches that leaders like you and I operate in can be social activities. For example, this webinar that you and I are involved in with at this moment of time, or a conversation with your boss or an employee, are a social activity. While these social ecological niches can be in industry like manufacturing, retail food services, or network service providers, or those niches could be a profession like the legal profession, medical, accountancy, or academics. And finally, social ecosystems are what we call an organization, or a governmental or a real estate sales agency, a corporation, or a major sales account, or even an IT project team could be considered to be a social ecosystem. Along with agency, the third paradigm is used to significantly organize our social energies. It's simple, really. Your ability could be skills, processes, competencies, etc. You could have psychological, spiritual, emotional, or personality or mental strengths. And of course, your insights, intuition, inquisitiveness, and other perceptual or conceptual abilities will provide you with great observational, logical, or deductive powers. Because leaders are responsible for communicating, signaling, informing, signifying, and habituating the purposes, processes, policies, culture, and practices or performances of their organizations, and because we lead and operate in living ecosystems, environments of social activities, and in ecological market niches, industries, and professions, we must be competent interpreters, readers, and relators of the various signs, symbols, and signals in all those areas and environs. And this integration of self reference and other reference is, in fact, the seat that most spectacular property of living systems, which we may call agency, which is the capacity of living systems to incorporate spatial events into the project of their own temporal continuation. For instance, number one, living creatures are self referential or philosophical agencies. Number two, they have a history or they operate out of a moral agency. Number three, they react selectively to their surroundings or they use the sociological agency. And fourth, they participate in the evolutionary incorporation of the present in the future as through a structural agency. When you act out your leadership duties according to a philosophical position or system, you realize and tend to be definitely aware of the intentional purposes, functions, and perspectives for every act and decision you take as a leader. Because morality, ethics, and legality are learned attitudes which help us develop a sense of honesty, trustworthiness, and integrity in everything that we do, look upon, or consider, and because the stronger our sense of civilization and deeper our understanding of historical equity, the more likely and better our capability of being moral agents. The wisest, most competent leaders realize their responsibility for developing and strengthening their relationships, collaborations, and communications with every person they work with, regardless, or better yet, in a sincere desire to fully appreciate each person's background, customs, and cultural preferences in spite of that leader's own social norms, traditions, or standing. In a word, if you are unwilling to accept another employee's traditions or preferences, you have no business being their leader. Society, communities, and many cultures pressure us to keep things the way that those things are. Society does not want us to expand or enlarge our choices. These social forces would also prefer to never change or alter their traditions and customs. However, regardless of the pressures, roadblocks, and rejections put upon leaders by these social forces, the leader absolutely must consider the future. Leaders have to communicate and embrace future possibilities, and leaders are totally responsible for realistically looking at the present and using what they see today when creating the desirable future. Of course, you would want to use, employ, or deploy any one or more of your three power elements. I mean your abilities, strengths, or insights, and use them to consider, pursue, and work on any one or more of these three purposes, missions, mandates, or goals. Because every challenge, problem, trouble, difficulty, or opportunity you encounter as a leader will require that you take action on something, that you act with some idea, you act for some compelling reason or ideal, and that you act toward some form of progress or advancement. What did we learn about the model for technology? We learned that it is in applying, developing, and energizing our abilities, insights, and our strengths with information, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that will make our decisions, investigations, instructions, and influences highly significant, powerful, and creative. Because at the end of the day, our leadership agency is simply a matter of using our capacity to generate and engage in a set of end directed behaviors for every act that we take. So, we saw how agency is a unit system of practices, processes, and policies called leadership, which itself is endowed with the capacity of using the power of its abilities, strengths, talents, and insights to generate, channel, and energize the information based, life sustaining, life replicating, life giving, and life consuming forces within its social environment towards the most productive, significant, creative, and profitable selection of end directed behaviors. This ends today's lesson. Now, while we are waiting for me to run back over to the control panel, I would like to firstly provide you with the uh, what do you call those? The links to the links to our two bonus gifts for those of you who have stayed with us today. Um, and one is the 5 leadership uplifter task infographic. And again, I will recommend that you print that out, put it on your desk, use it, and refer to it every day. I think you'll find it extremely helpful in engaging, encouraging, and empowering your employees and your people. And the other gift is the 8-page Words with Wisdom, the Rainbow Moment of Black Elk. It's 8 pages, and both of those, by the way, the infographic and the Words with Wisdom, are both PDF documents, so they're easily read by any type of device, whether it's um, everything from mobile devices all the way through to, the big desktop computers that we all like to use and have on our desks. And I recommend that you download both of those, and use them, because they are designed to be used, and they are, more importantly, designed to help you in your leadership tasks, daily tasks. And while you're doing that, you were looking at the 9 major agenda items of our legendary leadership power tutorials and coaching monthly performance support improvement program. And and while you're looking at that, I'll give you something that is a little easier and um, to refer to. If you look on the right hand side of your screen, you'll also see the legendary Leadership Power Tutorials and Coaching Monthly Performance Improvement Support Program. It's sitting right there. You've got a little graphic there. talking about Imagination Age Leadership Power. And when you click on the button that reads Enroll and Get Started Now, it will take you to a page which will fully describe our legendary Leadership Power tutorials and coaching program. I think you'll find it extremely helpful. It is designed to make a very positive, powerful, and significant impact on your own leadership performances. And you'll see that there are two types of coaching involved, which is one of which is group coaching sessions, as well as one-on-one coaching, where you and I, that's me, Bill Thomas, we sit down and we have 60 or more minutes every month that we sit down and share ideas, diagrams, notes, strategies, um, whatever, you know, and since those are one-on-one private and confidential coaching sessions, that can help you immensely as well. So I'm gonna look at the room uh, and see that there are no questions or comments. But if you are still here and you're looking at the replay recording, well, of course, everybody knows that all you need to do is to enter in your question or comment into the question box if you're on the replay, and that will be automatically emailed directly to me, and it will also give me your email and your first name at least, which is what you use to register anyway for this, either the replay or for the webinar itself. And I'll write you back and give you some of my ideas about the question or comment that you made. And if you'd like me to actually speak with you, I'd be more than happy to do that. If you are based in North America, that is Canada or the United States, you can include your phone number and I will give you a call back and we can discuss your question or my ideas further. Or if you live outside of Canada or the United States, um, just include your Skype ID and I will Skype you. I will Skype call you. And not only will I be able on Skype, of course, to speak with you, but we can even chat. And many times I'll actually say, oh, I've got a document that you might find helpful to help you to answer the question or comment as well. So please include your Skype ID or your phone number, again, if you are located in Canada or the United States only. Otherwise, please include your Skype ID. And of course, I have Canadians and Americans, or whatever you want to call us, U.S. citizens, who also use Skype. And a lot of them have figured out that, hey, I'll use Skype, and that way maybe I can get a couple of documents from him too. Anyway, listen, this is Bill Thomas. I want to thank you again for joining us today and joining us on the replay. I will say to you, the very best of success to you in all your leadership endeavors, and God bless you and Godspeed to each and every one of you. This is Bill Thomas thanking you once again for joining us. Take care and goodbye.